I guess sometimes marrying someone just to get your green card just may not be worth it because sometimes you may get a headache out of it. I mean, listen, folks, when it comes to Jasmine and Gino's current situation, it's getting worse, but beyond worse. And as you can see, she's come out of a post, several posts, shall I say, saying, I do believe that some people work for the devil. And then has obviously an emoji of a bold man because she refuses to name Gino's name most of the time. So therefore, she used a bold emoji. And obviously, as you can see, she's basically saying, Gino, leave me alone, please. To be honest with you, I guess she didn't expect Gino to come in as heavy as he has. Maybe she thought that he was going to be another guy that's come in her life. She gets what she needs, and then she walks away easy as 1, 2, 3, and that guy will still want her back no matter what. Maybe that's been the trend in her life, and Gino coming along is definitely hit by storm. Then obviously we come into the next one here where she says no one deserves to be blackmailed, humiliated, or dehumanized. No one deserves to have their vulnerability and their pain turned into someone else's power trip. What happened to me was cruel, but I refuse to let it define me. I'm reclaiming my voice, my peace, and my worth because I finally understand my value was never, and this is the thing, I couldn't tell you what it says at the bottom that because obviously the words are in the way. I don't know why Aggie does this to be honest with you. But nonetheless though, obviously this is her coming out and obviously letting it be known about how she's obviously feeling at this moment in time regarding the regarding I guess obviously everything that she's going through when it comes to Gino. I do apologize. I'm just quickly actually going on my phone so I can see what that last part is actually meant to say because it's bothering me. That's it. So obviously the last part itself in particular says my worth because I finally understand that my value was never theirs to take. I mean, listen, I respect what she's saying there, but at the same time, though, she wants to talk about values. She wants to talk about it not being there to take. Let's call it what it is. End of the day, you remove the values of your marriage with Gino when you decide to make it open. You know, end of the day, when it came to the values of your relationship, man, you made your values around Gino be based on his bank account rather than be based on actual real passionate love. So much to the point that when it came to getting the visa, instead of pressing Gino every day and reminding him every day to put your kids on the visa, you was too busy reminding him how much he needs to send you money every single day. And the money he sends to you, what do you do with it? See, either you paid 3K rent per month or you used it to get some Bosch freaking buttocks, amongst other things. So yeah, we talk about values. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think values is something that Jasmine's really good at or has been good at anyway, at least. Then we come in here, obviously, which shows a little clip of what's going to happen or what happened most recently. And as you can see here, it says, this was my worst, this call was worse than what you watched on TV. Not the first time and not the first time and neither the last one. And obviously this is referencing when Gino rang her in the most recent episode. And what did he do? He rang her to tell her that obviously he was expecting her to pay him back pretty much the 76K that he's spent in the past, like however many years they've been together. Hell, the man went as far as saying that you owe me 5K for us to get a divorce. Honestly, that phone call was actually just crazy business. And the fact that Gino had obviously written down in a letter beforehand to make sure that he remembered every single thing he needed to say was just nasty work. But nonetheless, though, obviously, we'll move on to the next one here. And obviously, this is, of course, Gino reading that letter. Jasmine obviously responds by saying his speech opened the door for many to project hate, judgment, and cruelty towards me. Some felt it was okay to insult me or treat me differently simply because of where I come from. But no one deserves to be targeted or devalued for their roots, their journey, or their story. I am proud of who I am, and I will continue to rise, to rise with grace, love, and faith. Now, listen, I definitely agree. No one should be put in a position, or nobody. It's not even about being put in a position because that's not always the case. Nobody should ever suffer any form of racism, prejudice, discrimination. You name it, it just shouldn't happen. Point blank. Period. Yes, we can have issues with people, but there's ways we can obviously say that we can say how we feel about how someone behaves, but to now start to really take down that person's character also based on where they come from, it's just crazy business. It's really not needed, is it, for the most part? But I think this was the last one itself in particular. Yes, it was. So obviously now we're back with Bay. Actually, no, I'm lying to you guys. There's another post that she obviously did make after promoting her freaking cameos and OnlyFans. Obviously in this one here, she did say that I feel like my world just crashed. Obviously, This is based on a clip that's obviously to come in the most recent episode. But listen, at the end of the day, Jasmine can say that she feels like her world is about to crash, but she can't pretend as if she didn't put herself in this position. And when I say this position, I'm not talking about a position where people come at her and say mean things. I'm talking about the position where Gino obviously decided to get a backbone and decided to, you know what, say enough's enough. I've had to deal with a lot of your behavior, and it's time for me to really stand up for myself and do what I got to do to get my own. The only problem is that Gino's going about it in a very, very questionable way. But also on top of that, I guess Gino's also upset, not necessarily because he feels as if Jasmine used him. I mean, that's a part of it. It's also just due to the fact that he probably thought that he was always going to have power over Jasmine as long as he had money. And obviously, because he realized that money wasn't always going to keep around, that's definitely one reason why this man is where he's at right now. And when I say he's where he's at now, I mean regarding him being obviously absolutely annoyed with the fact that, he's lost Jasmine due to his own actions. You see what I'm saying? But also due to her actions as well. Now, she also continues by saying, if I were ever deported, the law would recognize Gino as the legal parent with custody over Matilda. It means that either Matt nor I would have the power to make decisions for her or keep her with us. It's something that keeps me up at night, not because of the anger, but because of how deeply I love my daughter and how helpless that situation would make me feel. And of course, she tags Matt in it. I mean, listen, she's not lying. At the end of the day, it's not a situation that you want to be in, where you may end up actually losing your child to someone else. But then at the same time, this is what happens when you have a child while still married. Not only did you have a child while still married, but also had a child while you was married to somebody that is in a state where this is the law. And I'm pretty sure they put these laws out there for the sakes of trying to stop people from infidelity. Stopping people from one, infidelity, and two, getting someone that's pregnant. There's so many layers to everything, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, sometimes in life, people bury themselves. People cause themselves their own issues, their own headaches. And Jasmine is definitely one of those people. And sadly for her, she won't take no accountability or recognize that what's happened with her and Gino, she's played a massive part about it. But I'm just going to refresh the page just in case she's made any posts, because obviously that one there was literally about 17 minutes ago. And that one wasn't there originally when I planned to make it. Okay, because we're back at the beginning means obviously she's not made any more posts since then. To be fair, as we know, Jasmine's always active on social media anyway, so she probably will make another post at some point, obviously talking about Gino or something. So of course when it happens, I'll be here to report and obviously let you guys know. But with that being said, let me know how you feel, and we can talk about it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, until next time, peace.